I'm Raquel Welch, and you're watching me on Quasar 2 Color TV.
Quasar 2 by Motorola. It has the improved picture tube for sharper, clearer color. The works in the drawer help keep it that way. And Motorola's suggested list price, optional with dealer, is the lowest price ever for their works in a drawer color TV. Quasar 2 in consoles and compacts.
I hope you'll watch my April special with Bob Hope and Tom Jones, co-sponsored by Motorola. In South America, Christmas is often a time of bright and lingering sun-filled days and warm, soft nights. In fact, in Bolivia, where my father was born, it's the time of the Harvest Festival. Children gather wheat and wild flowers from the fields to adorn the child's manger. Then on Christmas Eve, the children dance through the narrow streets of their villages, singing villancicos, the Bolivian Christmas carols. At each house they stop to give praise to the Christ child. They sing a prayer at the manger and rhythmically dance to the sound of castanets. Later, sweets, coins, and Christmas greetings are carried off into the evening. From Bolivia, I wish you a Merry Christmas.
24 Days of Christmas, brought to you by Marshall Fields. International film star Raquel Welch.
Hello. Do come in. I want to show you something. You know, I used to think there wasn't much difference between one soap and another. And there wasn't. Until new International Luxe. You can see just by looking at it how pure it is. This is the soap that gives your skin the simplest beauty care in the world. Gentle cleansing deep down. New Luxe seems to make your complexion feel a little softer, a little smoother every day. All the film stars I know use New International Luxe now. You'll find out why as soon as you use it yourself. New International Luxe. It gently cleans your skin deep down.
La estrella Raquel Welch llega a España para presentar. El jabón de belleza Nuevo Lux. Nuevo Lux. Nueva y delicada fragancia. Nueva y maravillosa suavidad.
Uso Lux porque da a mi cutis una fresca y delicada suavidad y deja en piel una agradable fragancia. Cuide usted también su cutis con Nuevo Lux.
Ahora en 3 delicados colores: blanco, verde y rosa.
Do you sometimes play hard to get, but he catches you anyway? When you're taken by surprise, do you have a few surprises of your own? Sometimes, I like to make the first move. And the second. Do you? Then you're brunette too. Trust Raquel. Stay true to yourself with True Brunette. A shampoo and hair color by Clairol. When you got a good thing going, make the most of it. Luxe préserve l'éclat de mon visage. Avec Luxe Beauté, ma peau reste souple et douce. Faites comme moi, utilisez Luxe.
Luxe Beauté, le savon des stars. La beauté d'une star est précieuse. Raquel Welch le sait. Pour préserver l'éclat de son teint, elle utilise Luxe. Luxe Beauté. Sa mousse onctueuse laisse la peau souple et douce.
Faites comme moi, utilisez Luxe.
Luxe Beauté, le savon des stars.
Raquel Welch disfruta cuidando su belleza.
Y mi piel disfruta de Lux.
Lux con crema de belleza deja su piel suave, sedosa, con su humedad natural.
Por eso yo amo a Lux.
El jabón de las estrellas internacionales.
I love the feeling of cool, fresh water because it makes me feel so healthy. And if you feel good, it just seems to follow that you look good, too. That's why I believe in exercise. The kind of vigorous exercise you get with progressive resistance. It really works to slim you down and tone up every inch of you. You'll feel great. And what's more, you'll look as good as you feel.
And you're doing the Chicago Health Club ads.
Yeah, I go to the gym. Yeah.
Do you... There's been was there a change that you noticed? Do you remember when Farrah Fawcett used to do those ads, for example?
I had seen one of those, yeah.
And when you do it, is there a change in them? I think they're sexier now that you're doing
Are
it.
you trying to slip something in here?
No, I don't think so. Would I?
Yeah, you would. No, I don't know. Why? What, sexier? I don't know. I really don't know. I really have no comment about that.
You know, there are times when I feel like my whole life is seen through a camera. But whether it's through a lens or the eye of another person, I like to look my best. So I believe in exercise. The kind of exercise you can get with progressive resistance. It really works to shape up every inch of you. So try it and turn the focus of attention on you.
She was dubbed the sexiest woman of the 70s by Playboy.
She was the single woman that I most wanted to have in the magazine. She seems to be ageless. Good genes, health food, I'm not sure what it is, but it's magic.
Be a role model for natural glowing health and sensuality for women of all ages.
A pretty face, a pretty face. Oh, what a gorgeous smile.
Not all great beauties can survive the test of time.
Actually, I think she became more beautiful as she got more mature.
In 1980, she married her third husband, Andre Weinfeld, 7 years her junior.
Raquel Welch embodied the sexy 70s.
Ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Raquel Welch, also a presenter tonight.
The beauteous Raquel Welch.
Et la France, comment avez-vous trouvé les Français and the French? You like France?
J'aime beaucoup. C'est le grand pied d'être ici.
C'est le grand pied. Je vois que vous parlez bien français déjà. C'est Belmondo qui vous a donné cette expression. Là, non, ça doit être Charles Gérard, à mon avis. Bon, c'est le grand pied. Ben, voilà. On parle bien français, elle est des nôtres maintenant.
Non. J'essaie de parler.
Oui. Non, mais vous parlez pas mal.
Ah, j'essaie de parler français dans le film.
L'objectif, c'est Hollywood. Le succès, être acteur, choyé, adulé, photographié et riche. Raquel Welch, la foule, les cocktails, les premières. Où tout le monde est là, même ceux qu'on n'attend pas.
I have a wonderful new husband, and I'm very excited, you know, that because I'm recently married and we're very happy so far. And I have
Be careful when the show is rerun.
I have two beautiful children. I have a daughter, 18, who's very beautiful and is a budding photographer, in fact, and loves to shoot in black and white. She's very shy at the moment, but she'll get over it, I think. And I have a son, 20 years old, who's really terrific.
You broke your word. You promised, not to me, but to the nation, I think, or in some interview, that you would never, ever marry again.
I did.
So my question would be twofold. What was it you knew about marriage that made you say that? And then what made you realize you were wrong? In 300 words or less.
I just met a man who I was very happy with, and we started talking about marriage, and eventually we did it. It's very simple.
That's all there is to it?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's how it works. You've been married a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, oh yeah. But I just wondered if you...
Want to tell us about it?
I don't think I should waste your time with my story.
No. Well, that was my exact sentiments about all. No.
But it's funny how you can make a generalization about marriage and then realize that specifics, like someone you meet, always
well, you see, I think it's that
defy
the whole thing of marriage is that I guess you are supposed to be able to live with this person that you're married to, day in and day out. I mean, that's sort of the idea, isn't it? And most of the people I had met before I met Andre, I mean, I couldn't spend a full day with, you know, without getting into it, you know, without getting, you know, a little, feeling not so happy with the situation. So what was the point of doing it?
getting married.
Yes, I think that was clear from the context.
You still consider yourself a newlywed? You were married
Yes.
last July, so
Well,
I guess.
kind of, you know.
There's an old question. When does a bride stop being a bride? Is it a year, half a year, or what?
1 year.
They say she's a bride. What do you mean?
It has to do with the husband's attitude. It can go on for a long time, yes.
But officially?
Officially about a week.
48 hours, I figured that.
Oh.
But you still feel like a bride.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
No, I just feel good, you know. I mean, yeah, I was with Andre for about 3 years before we got married, and so there weren't a lot of
surprises. Yeah.
And things were always terrific before, and they remained terrific, and in fact got better, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
We're working together, and
I was kidding you when I saw you in your dressing room because, like, this very often happens. What did I say?
When I saw you in your
you don't have to say much, you know.
I just said when I saw you, I paid a courtesy call. I said, hello, Raquel.
Well, you never do that, John.
What?
You never do that.
That's it. He did not say, I'm making a courtesy call. He walked in the dressing room and he said, zip.
Let me explain what she... it's exactly what I said. Now, let me tell you why. She was wearing a kind of a reddish, one of those jumpsuits with a big zipper. And in jest, I went, hi, zip, and I pantomime zipping. It was all in good fun.
Actually...
I'm going to pay for this, aren't I, dear?
Now,
you know what I mean.
Years ago, you and I would have gotten very uptight about that. It would have said, gee, he came in here and he's really a chauvinistic pig. I mean, how can I go out there? He's going to make these terrible jokes and things. And, you know, but now it's just, you know.
Certainly, I've mellowed, you say. It was all in...
No, it's just I've gotten used to it. Yeah, if you can't beat him, join him. I don't know.
Anyway, as I started to say, what I started to say was, as often happens in this town, when you're in the public eye, rumors start about marriages being unhappy. 90% of the time it's not true, but you've been subject to that already, and you've all been married since July. Does that get you steamed when you read those things?
Certainly not.
No.
Oh, is this supposed to show that I've got a great sense of humor?
No, but you know what I mean.
I do not have a great sense of humor when it comes to things like that. I don't know, it's just, you know, it's so uncalled for.
I read somewhere that you said about your husband, he may not be good looking, but I love him.
Well, I never said that.
Never said it.
I never said that. I mean, he's incredibly good looking.
Did you ever say, now I'm going to be very insecure about all the quotes that I've read about you over the years?
No, but that just doesn't happen to be an accurate quote.
Did you say that you, once before, that you'd never get married again?
I did say that, yeah.
What made you change
After my last marriage. Well, I met Andre in Paris when I was making a film with Belmondo about 2 years ago. Jean-Paul Belmondo, he's a French film star, for those of you who do not know who he is. And I met Andre. He wasn't working on the film, but he was writing another film at the time. And I fell in love with him. And, you know, like a little over 2 years later, we decided that we would get married, because we've been pretty inseparable up to this point. So it seemed like the logical thing to do. It seemed like a natural thing to do, you know.
That rather than living together?
Well, we were together, as I say,
for a couple of years.
Pretty constantly, you know, pretty inseparable. And so we felt we were not sort of going into it totally blind. And
your husband's going to be there with you.
To it.
And he...
Yes.
He's French.
Yes. Mais il est français.
Very French?
Très français, oui.
How is your French? As good as this? This sounds good.
No. This is a little bit of French with a good accent, you know.
You don't really speak French?
Ah oui, je parle un peu, oui.
So...
I speak what's called, it's like a French slang. It's like an argot. It's like Brooklynese or some kind of slang that you use on the street, you know, and I can get away with a lot of stuff because it's like all I have to have is a few catchphrases and it takes care of everything, you know.
Yeah.
I can just say, c'est le grand pied, c'est pas rigolo du tout, c'est dégueulasse ça, you know, and people think I know the whole language and I really don't.
Your accent is very good, though. It sounds good to me. Of course, I don't know. I do not speak it.
Well, my husband is funny because he's French and he speaks a very good English and people come up to him and he's very proud, of course, of his language because he's French and people will say to him, what nationality are you? And he goes, wait a minute, am I becoming not French? So then he puts on an accent. You know, then he'll say, I am French. I am not here in this country very long.
You know, I like this country very much, and he puts on an accent just so that...
Tell me something. How does a man approach you? How do you walk up to Raquel Welch and say, hello, I am French, I would like to marry you? I mean, I'm having trouble just talking to you because of your career and the aura of you. No, seriously. How does a man... How many years have you been married?
You can't be serious. I'm not...
How many years have you been married?
It starts with hello, and I'm going to be married 2 years. My anniversary is July the 5th. So it's the day after the 4th of
It's only been several years ago. It was when your career is already going, and how does he walk up to you? How'd you meet him?
Well, he likes to say that it's because there was a chair empty next to him, and I came and sat down in it. So he's got a pretty good sense of humor. I met him in a restaurant in Paris. I was making a film with a French star, Jean-Paul Belmondo, and André is a screenwriter. He was writing another film at the time for Annie Girardot, was another French actress, and he was friends with the director of my picture, and he was at a restaurant that I was supposed to meet the director at, and I came and sat next to him, and I sort of did a double take, and said, oh, this is...
You did the double take to him?
Well, he knew who was coming. You know, I mean, he kind of expected it was going to be me, I guess. Don't look at me that way, what?
Who was more in awe of whom?
Well, you've never met Andre. I mean, he's the most extraordinary sort of a face. I mean, I've just looked at him, you know, and I couldn't stop looking at him. And then, you know, he started sort of... Actually, we started in a kind of Spencer, Tracy, Katharine Hepburn kind of way with an argument, you know. He said, what are you looking at me like that for? And I said, well, what kind of clothes are these you're wearing anyway? You know, what is this stuff? You got your tag left on your shirt. And he spoke very good English, and we started out sort of just teasing each other, and I don't know, we were having a good time, and that's what happened.
Did you ever think it would be like that, meeting Raquel?
How do you feel about younger men?
Well, I feel fine about them. How do you feel about them? I don't know.
They're saying you married once.
What do you want me to do with them?
Well, I'm impressed with your candor. You certainly came right at all the others. Is this not important? Age shouldn't be an issue, and if you're in love, you're in love, that's it.
Are you referring to that my husband is younger than I?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, he is. He's 37, and I've just...
See, you're really interested in that, aren't you?
Just a baby. He's just an absolute baby, you know. I picked him up in...
That's not that much younger.
Picked him up in the schoolyard.
I don't think that's bad. I think if he was like 19 or 20 or in his 20s, I might say...
I think I would feel a little funny myself since my son is 24, you know.
Well, see?
That's true. That isn't... So we don't care then about her, how she feels. He's not that much younger?
He's a very mature person, you know, so it's...
How does your son relate to your husband?
They're, They relate. No, they have a good self-respect, but one of the things is that my husband has never tried to play daddy to my son, because
That's your son. I just wanted to...
Oh, this is my fantastic-looking son as well. Did you show my daughter?
Yeah.
Well, I'm very lucky because this is my daughter. Not too bad, huh? Not exactly chopped liver, huh? She is gorgeous. My son is going to university and studying telecommunications. And my husband was very smart about the relationship with the children, because he never tried to play their father, because I think it's very dangerous when a man comes into a woman's life and she has children already, and he tries to be their daddy, and they don't, or father, or just this paternal figure, and they don't want to know about that. So he said right away, let's get one thing straight. I'm married to your mother, I love you very dearly, but I am not your father. Okay? Over. And they loved him for that. I had 2 children. My son is 24, and he's going to university back east. And as I watch my children grow, I think that helps tremendously. I think when you have nothing else but yourself, it is more difficult. But I also think that You
also have Andre.
Yes, that's true.
I have a man, and a man is very important in my life.
A man who is also a husband. We'll be back to talk about life and happiness and love and husbands in just a moment.
Today, you know, we've got some interesting segments. One in particular, it's called Women Who Love Too Much. Can you imagine that?
I can't. I don't think it's possible to love too much.
They'd like to be your boyfriend.
Well, now, you'd have to see that from his point of view, wouldn't you?
I mean, but...
I mean, he's here. We can ask him.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's here, but I don't know what it's like to be my boyfriend.
Oh, I'm sure you've
I've never
observed.
been my boyfriend, you know.
Oh, come on. We've all been our own... And sometimes we've all made love to ourselves.
To Arsenio. Why...
I'm sorry.
Why, of course I'm my own best friend. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. We should move on.
I don't know why. Not on my account.
No. You're very funny.
Now, I'm going to ask a question that I asked her earlier about being in love with a man to the point of being obsessed with him.
Yes.
And have you ever been to that point in your life?
Of course. Every man I've ever been in love with, I've been obsessed with.
Yeah, to the point of losing sight of yourself?
I think, not particularly losing sight of myself, but I think that people that you're in love with somehow kind of reflect you. And I usually am in love with somebody to the point of obsession when I have a lot of love to give, and that means that I'm in a good position myself. I usually don't have much love to give when I'm not happy with myself.
You said that it's very important to have a man in your life, and we know that, Andre, you've been married how long now?
Only about 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, just a little over 3
Well,
years.
you know, a lot of women, quote, today's women especially, don't want to admit that, gee, I really do need a man, I want a man.
Well, they seem to have a tough time with that, don't they? Yes. I think it's because they're resisting something that's a natural impulse, because they feel that they won't be modern women if they admit to themselves that they have a need, we can even call it an urge, sometimes, to have a man in their life. and they just don't want to admit to that. And I think it's kind of silly. Because not only, I'm making light of the subject, but quite apart from that, we really do need a partner. And we need the complementary partner to our particular sex, which I happen to be female, so I do need to have a man. He has different qualities in the world and can travel in the world in a different way. And that's important to me. I feel more secure. And yes,
this is the man we're talking about, Andre, your husband.
Yes. I mean, it's true that I can do a great many things for myself and, you know, by myself, which I do, and which I have been forced to and many times done, and been rather proud of myself for doing. But it isn't the same. It isn't the same, and it isn't my particular choice. If I could have him with me all the time, I would love it. That can be a little stifling because you don't want to go into the other, you know, the other way and be the clinging vine who simply cannot function unless the man is there every single second. And then by that the nature of that, you push a man away because he doesn't want that kind of thing.
What does he give to you that you can't give?
Oh, Andre?
Yes.
That you want this on TV?
Yeah. That you can't give to yourself, if you know what I mean.
This is getting thicker and thicker. I don't think I'll touch that one with a fork. You know? No, he happens to be one of the more charming people in the world. I think everyone that's met Andre likes him. He's funny. He's terribly bright. He seems to be able to...
He used to be a journalist, right? French journalist.
Well, a television journalist. In other words, he wrote and directed and photographed something like the French 60 Minutes. Then after that, he moved into screenwriting and directing and producing in France. He's French, by the way, where I met him in Paris when I was doing a film some years ago. And we fell in love. And, well, it's...
Does he basically now just manages you?
No, that's not at all
what I'd read.
What he does, yes.
Okay.
No, he doesn't, because that would be, of course, the thing that I just talked about. Having his life revolve around me is not what necessarily most men would like to do. They want the world to revolve around them, and you can't blame them, you know. And so, no, I mean, he is his own person. He has his own projects and things, but we hope that we will do many numbers of things together, movies and the like.
Nos vedettes ont des vies trépidantes. Il y a 10 ans, Raquel Welch se retrouvait seule avec ses 2 enfants après 2 divorces. Et comme elle était très connue, les invitations se faisaient rares. Elle s'était jurée de ne plus jamais se remarier. Mais en 1976, à Paris, elle rencontra celui qui allait lui faire changer d'avis. André Weinfeld, écrivain et réalisateur, lui tomba dans l'œil.
Je crois que le coup de foudre, ça n'existe pas. Dans notre cas, ce que nous avons ressenti, c'est plutôt un attrait mutuel immédiat.
C'est comme si nous nous étions toujours connus, un peu comme dans les films, vous savez. Oui, c'était à Paris, à Saint-Germain-des-Prés. Un quartier tout à fait romantique. Enfin, le décor était tout en notre faveur. Très romantique, Paris. Quel charme. Pas comme si nous avions été à Cincinnati.
Raquel fut immédiatement emballée par le galant homme qui lui fit la cour et qui la demanda en mariage. 1 an plus tard, à Cabo San Lucas, au Mexique, ils échangèrent leurs vœux en français et en espagnol lors d'une cérémonie intime. Connie et Damon, les enfants de Raquel, y étaient, ainsi que les parents et amis qui fêtèrent l'événement jusqu'à l'aube. Aujourd'hui, nos amoureux partagent leur temps entre New York et Los Angeles et savent allier loisirs et affaires.
Nous travaillons beaucoup ensemble, vous savez. Nous ne sommes pas que mari et femme. Nous menons ce qu'on appelle une vie d'artiste. Sans répit. Jamais d'heure fixe, rarement de pause. Le 9 à 5, nous, on ne connaît pas. Le travail, on en rêve même la nuit. Comme nous avons beaucoup de points en commun et que nous aimons en discuter, cela contribue à entretenir une bonne relation.
J'en suis venue à m'en remettre à lui. Il a beaucoup de talent, mais je compte trop sur lui.
Leur bonne communication est primordiale, car trop souvent leur travail les tient éloignés l'un de l'autre.
Oh, baby, tu parles anglais, t'aimes bien. Un peu fatigué, hein?
This is French movie.
Nous devons souvent communiquer par téléphone, parfois entre 2 sauts pour attraper un avion. Ce n'est pas toujours facile. Mais je crois que, somme toute, nous nous y faisons. Nous ne pouvons pas toujours travailler main dans la main. Nous devons, si nous voulons nous réaliser, aller chacun de son côté. Aussi bizarre que ça puisse paraître, cela renforce nos liens.
Et le charmant Français qui a conquis le cœur de la belle Raquel a ses façons bien à lui d'entretenir leur amour.
J'ai d'abord commencé par lui envoyer des fleurs, et puis j'ai encore envoyé des fleurs. Vous savez, on ne peut pas faire ça qu'une seule fois. Ça ne se fait pas. Et puis parfois, c'est elle qui m'en envoie. Je trouve ça tout à fait formidable.
La semaine, Raquel peut tout aussi bien se retrouver en Californie pour tourner une publicité de plusieurs millions de dollars.
Terrific. Let's break.
Am I thirsty? Was I okay?
It's a beauty.
How about a Diet Pepsi? No, thanks. Diet Coke. Are you kidding?
Crystal Light, Rocky?
No, that's my diet soft drink.
Crystal Light Diet Soft Drink Mix, 100% NutraSweet.
Mmm, smooth and delicious. It's the one with a lighter taste.
She believes in Crystal Light. Yes, I believe in me.
Son mari, à des milliers de kilomètres de là, voit aux affaires. Le week-end venu, ils en profitent pour se rendre à leur rendez-vous romantique, une résidence des Antilles dans l'île Moustique.
L'endroit est superbe et nous y avons une maison de rêve. C'est l'endroit idéal pour écrire. André et moi en profitons pour nous retrouver. Comme nous y avons quelques bons amis, j'ai un peu l'impression de retrouver une famille.
Raquel found another outlet for her creative energy when, in 1984, at the height of the fitness craze, she was asked to author a book on health and beauty. Steering away from the standard aerobic exercises, Raquel Welch's Total Beauty and Fitness program was based on her longtime devotion to yoga and nutrition.
Let's get in shape. With the competition hot over what's become an extremely lucrative business, each celebrity who puts out a video claims to have the answer to fitness.
Inspiration.
The book and companion videotape became bestsellers. Raquel followed up with 3 more popular videos, ensuring her place in the field of health and beauty.
I discovered yoga when I was about 35 years old, and it was like a panacea for me.
it brought me through all of these different highs and lows and these strange trips that I took in my career.
Now, the sex symbol who's the dream of men and the envy of women has revealed the secrets of perfect shape and style in a new book simply titled Raquel.
She's alive, still sexy, and still very available. She did what she does best.
I think that sheer beauty alone perhaps isn't enough, but of lots of times it gives a great deal of joy to many people, and I don't see why it should be perceived as some kind of disadvantage. I think it's great.
Beauty has been Raquel Welch's trademark for years.
A long time ago, when I first started out my career, and I was in 1 Million Years BC, people kept saying, why don't you do a beauty book, or give us your beauty tips and things like that, and I always felt kind of silly because I didn't have any answers for any of their questions. But now, at this point in my life, I have some of the answers.
So she developed her own beauty and fitness program on video and in print.
Writing was the pits. I mean, that was just the absolute pits. It was so difficult. I can't begin. I mean, I bit off a lot when I decided I would do it myself without a ghost. It took me a year to do it. Let's begin. And
although she's a late starter in the fitness race, joined by many other celebrities, Raquel is out on the promotion trail and is hoping that both her book and her video will make a sizable dent in the market dominated by Jane Fonda.
The idea that I got was actually before I realized that Jane was going to be, you know, everyone was going to become Fonda-ized. My exercises have nothing to do with aerobics. Do the best you can. If you have a mirror at home, you might want to check your hips in the mirror to make sure that they're even. Sure. Do you feel like a klutz? Are you still trying to get your arms and legs in the right position? That happens to everybody, but it's worth it. I guess a lot of people think of me as being a very big girl, but I'm really petite. I'm 5'6", which is sort of kind of average height, and I'm really very small boned, so I've never really been able to do real female jock stuff and compete with the men. And come up. Ouch. Mine's kind of a gentle bodybuilder. It's based on hatha yoga, and it's about anti-stress. It seems to me that it really addresses what is the epidemic syndrome that we all suffer from, and that is high stress, high anxiety, and a lot of competition in the marketplace today and in just general social circles.
One thing Raquel refuses to find stressful is growing older.
I think that when you're a woman rather than a girl, I think that you're a much better actress.
And when she wasn't shooting for TV, she was getting bitten by the fitness bug.
Are you in great shape and want to stay that way, but you're looking for a method to maintain your high standards? Then I made this video for you.
It's a test of any actress's career. You know, you're in your 40s. Dare you put on the Lycra and exercise in front of the unforgiving 80s videotape?
Are you in great shape and want to stay that way, but you're looking for a method to maintain your high standards? Then I made this video for you. Are you almost in great shape, but not quite, and looking for that extra something that allows you to make the grade? Then I made this video for you, too. Or have you gotten to the point where you're just fed up? You've never been in great shape, and you wish the whole fitness craze would dry up and blow away? Then I made this video especially for you. This program is designed to build strength, muscle tone, and flexibility while developing concentration, coordination, and balance. It's non-violent, as opposed to other frenetic fitness programs around. It'll build your energy instead of spending it. It'll relieve your stress instead of adding to it.
And last but not least, this method doesn't rule out other fitness activities. It only enhances them. Joggers, dancers, weightlifters, aerobic buffs will love it. And it's easier to do than other methods I've tried. Why? Because no matter how good you are at attaining the ideal, you'll still get fast results and all the benefits if you practice regularly. So enjoy.
Dans l'île Moustique, Raquel et André travaillent à la rédaction d'un autre ouvrage sur l'exercice et la bonne forme. L'exercice et le yoga permettent à Raquel de se garder en si bonne forme qu'on lui demande parfois si cela comporte d'autres avantages. On m'a déjà dit, et ne soyez pas offusqués, que c'est une bonne façon d'entretenir l'amour.
Oh, vraiment? Mais ce serait tout à fait formidable, n'est-ce pas? J'aimerais bien que ce soit vrai, car vous savez, l'amour, on n'en a jamais assez.
Magnifique. Raquel et André entretiennent constamment leur amour. À preuve, leur intérieur. Tout reflète le bonheur, l'amour sincère. Ils n'hésitent pas à nous le faire partager.
We went all the way to the island of Moustique, a small privately owned island in the West Indies, to find Raquel Welch. It is here that she and her husband come to get away. Raquel Welch, sex symbol of the 60s, is today 44 years old, the mother of a 24-year-old son and a 22-year-old daughter, and is married to her third husband, Andre Weinfeld. He's 37, a Frenchman. They've been married for 4 years, and Andre's president of Raquel Welch Productions.
Stand on the right leg, right arm out, hand out, pick up the leg, hand on the inside of the foot. Go for it.
One of their most successful efforts to date has been her yoga exercise tape, which Andre produced and directed. The tape stayed in the top 10 of video cassette sales for more than 25 weeks. A fitness book, which Raquel wrote herself, came out at the same time and sold over 300,000 copies. Obviously, there are a lot of women who want to know what it takes to have a body like Raquel Welch.
While Raquel's sex appeal came in part from her undeniable beauty, it also stemmed from her health and vitality. In 1984, at the height of the aerobics craze, she showed women a completely different approach to health and beauty with a book and video on Hatha Yoga. The book became a bestseller.
The book burned to the top of the bestsellers list and her videos went platinum.
Raquel Welch is now an author of yet another beauty book. Braving long lines and huge crowds at a recent book signing at the Harvard Coop, I caught up with Raquel for a quick question or two. Her book is #2 in London. She must be thrilled.
Yes, in the UK, yeah, it is. But, you know, it's longer to count it in the United States because it's a bigger country. And so we won't know for a couple of weeks how well it's doing.
You're confident?
I am, because it's already pre-sold 200,000 copies, you know, so it's in its third printing now, and that's pretty remarkable in publishing circles. So I am happy.
I had a chance to look through the book, and I understand that it's not the basic aerobic similar to other books.
No, a lot of people have asked me why I did the book, and it's because it really is different. It's an alternative to the jogging and the aerobics that we've seen so far. I thought it was time that we had a different tune, let's say.
Well, there's no question about your body. It's fabulous. But I was impressed with how clear and glamorous your face is. And
it's attached to the body. That's
well, there's a section in the book where you explain that.
Yes,
Could you explain a little bit for us?
Well, I don't really have time to go into the whole thing right now, but my idea is that the reason I call the book Total Beauty is because I think everything's attached. I don't see one buttock walking down the street alone. And so the face is also attached to the body. And if you condition the whole machine, so to speak, your physical condition and your mental condition will improve, and you'll just have a better sense of well-being.
In the book, you say that you used to buckle under pressure, but now you're able to rise to the challenge and handle whatever tasks are at hand.
That's what I say. I talk a good game, you know.
I just wondered where those reserves of energy come from.
Well, a lot of it comes because I take care of myself, and a lot of it comes just for me because I've always been a very high energy person, and I really am kind of on the run.
A major part of her inspiration comes from her husband, a new Renaissance man, French-born producer Andre Weinfeld, her son Damon, 24, supportive, protective, and sensitive, and her best friend and daughter, actress Tawny. With her book ending with God Bless You, I asked her if any of that inspiration came from a higher power.
I just said that very spontaneously. It's something that I always heard people say when they were being kind and nice, and, you know, sometimes when you say goodbye, you say God bless, and that was all.
So it's not connected to...
No, I'm not really, you know, dogmatic about any particular religion or anything, but it's just a salutation.
The book is warm and nice, and she doesn't want you to be intimidated by how good she looks. It will take a lot of workouts to convince this reporter.
I need convincing, too, I'll tell you.
Now, is this book doing well?
Well, actually, it just came out. There was a hardback copy. At first, it was a bestseller.
Oh, you had a bestseller already.
Yeah, and then this is the paperback edition, which
what does this go for?
Much cheaper, you see.
How much is it? God, it's
you got the
Don
munchkin
Pardo
in the
over
back.
there barking prices at us. Who is that man? Is that?
Who is that man?
Yeah.
Un mec français. He's my husband.
Oh, it's your husband. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. $9.95. I thought if Bob Barker was over there, people are going to start running down bidding on this thing.
5 years ago, revealed her beauty secrets in a best-selling fitness book and video.
That's it. You did it.
Ya ven que la carrera de Raquel como actriz no ha sido muy brillante, pero no creemos que eso le importe mucho porque al fin y al cabo la chica es millonaria. Ganó muchísimo dinero vendiendo vídeos de fitness, le han pagado un dineral por anuncios de cremas faciales y se ha comprado una isla privada en la que pasa todo su tiempo libre. Sepan además que ha pasado por 4 matrimonios y su último marido es un cocinero 15 años más joven que ella.
Alors Raquel Welch, on va la retrouver où, quand et comment? Alors Raquel Welch, elle nous a en fait donné un cadeau parce qu'on venait de créer Sigma Télévision et elle a dit moi je veux faire partie de l'aventure aux États-Unis et je vous offre mon premier tournage. Et elle tournait à cette époque à Les Moustiques, sa première vidéo sur la beauté. Elle nous a dit venez. Elle nous a invités et elle a été exquise puisqu'elle savait que c'était important pour nous. Et l'équipe a été formidable. Alors c'est un souvenir de naissance, d'une aventure et puis d'une cassette qui a formidablement marché. Et quand on voit les acteurs en vrai, on dit toujours que ça démystifie un petit peu leur aura médiatique. Peut-être un peu, mais en fait, je crois qu'il y a toujours quand même, en tout cas on espère, la volonté de toujours être enthousiaste et puis y aller, puis découvrir ces gens et mettre à bas les masques. Et ça, je crois que c'est important. Nous partons avec notre enthousiasme, nous y allons, on va découvrir Raquel Welch, grâce à Béatrice Wexberger.
And she looks totally amazing.
Raquel Welch nació en Chicago.
Elle est venue y tourner la version vidéo de son livre, Raquel Welch, en pleine forme et en beauté. Derrière la caméra, son mari et producteur, le français André Benfeld. Raquel Welch a découvert il y a un petit peu moins de 10 ans les bienfaits du Hatha Yoga. Ce sont ses principes de base qu'elle applique à sa méthode d'entraînement physique.
Bon, ça te plaît, you like it?
Oui,
C'est pareil?
bien, oui. C'est charmant.
Ah oui, moi je trouve.
Beaucoup de jolies femmes.
Ah oui, des belles femmes, des belles nanas. Des belles gonzesses. Des belles nanas.
Banana. When somebody buys a video and puts it on every morning, to turn on and hear the waves going and the birds twittering and feel like they could really sort of somehow get away from all the pressures. And what we wanted to do was, when we were doing the exercise, to sort of make it look like a little mini vacances.
Thank you, Damon.
Ciao.